spins the galaxy alive. A large group of women went from Glastonbury to join in with different protests at Greenham, and I went to some of them. And what I really remember is one day standing outside the airbase in the woods, holding candles in our hands, and we began to sing, "You can't kill the spirit. She is like a mountain, old and strong. She goes on and on." And for me, that was the first time that I had sung of the spirit as she. Before then, spirit had always been he. It was fine for the earth to be she, but spirit was always masculine. And singing this song was just an amazing kind of awakening for me, that spirit is she, and she imbues everything with her spirit. And that's really where I remember my understanding of the divine feminine began, at that moment, standing in the woods in the dark and singing. The last book I wrote is called Priestess of Avalon, Priestess of the Goddess, which is really about what it means to be a true heart priestess. Ta-da. Sorry about that. Hello? Yeah, speaking. Yeah. In the part where you're going to do something about summer festivals, are you doing any kind of features on them, or is it all advertising? Okay. I mean, you can have a look at our website to see the kind of thing which we do, which is www.goddessconference.com. Yeah. When does it come out? Of June. Okay, great. Okay, thank you then. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. That's kindred spirit wanting to sell me some advertising for the Goddess Conference, but I don't tend to like to do advertising too much. Fine, you just spend a lot of money and it doesn't do any good, so on the whole. So kind of given up on advertising. Embodiment of the goddess is a really ancient priestess art, something I believe that priestesses have done throughout time. It is about creating a space within. It's not about channeling the goddess. It's about creating that space, opening that space of awareness within oneself. That is the divine inside. However small that spark might be that we might know about. It's about opening that place of love, awareness, compassion, healing inside, and allowing her to speak from that space. And it's an extraordinary experience. I think priestesses in ancient times, this was something that they learned to do, and that we have reclaimed it as a priestess art. So during this evening's ceremony, I'm going to embody Ariane Rod of the Silver Wheel, who is a goddess that we honor at winter solstice in the north, because she carries the energy of the stars, of the galaxy. She's a cosmic goddess. Yeah, so we just see what she wants to say in the moment is the way that it works. But because I know something of her, then she'll say, I know the sorts of things she'll be saying, but I don't know the actual things that will be said. So I'm just starting to feel nervous about what I'm just about to do, which I think is quite healthy, really, because embodiment is a powerful process, which is really about finding a place for of stillness within me, that I just have to focus on that place of stillness and then let her appear. I am the truth at the heart of your soul. The silence out of which all creation flows. Remember me in the night, in the snow, in the ice. Remember the old woman of winter. Remember me with every breath you take. I am the air. The air you breathe. Breathe me in. So in our work, we are attempting to change the mythology, because that will change the culture. So we change the culture, but we're also changing the mythology, so that the culture changes too. Because if you don't change the mythic level, the culture it'll just go pop, but it won't actually change in the long term.
I guess I'm curious about what was the vulnerability in the feminine that allowed that also to happen. If it's always a co-creation, I'd be curious.
Yes, well, that's the question that lots of
Achilles heel, then.
That's the question lots of people have pondered. You know, why did patriarchy come in? And there's all sorts of different reasons. Yeah. We spend the day together, kind of connecting into the energy of the season by walking on the land. Today we went to the northern side of the island of the Isle of Avalon, to the northern place, which is on the top of Windmill Hill, which is the head of the crone. And at winter solstice we celebrate the crone, the old woman of winter, who is stone woman, bone woman, who is the great ancestral mother through eons and eons of time. So that's her place in the landscape as well.
You know, I feel like I'm letting go of stuff that I've been carrying for years, not really, well, knowing it, but not knowing it, just living with it, and just feeling like I have to just sort of, you know, forcing my life with my will a lot. But I can feel that I'm moving into my heart in a whole new way, but there's a lot of pain there as well. So I'm enormously grateful to be here and to be in a community where I can, on the high street, if someone asks me how I am, I can say, I'm going through the most enormous clearing crisis, and they go, yeah, me me too. Or, yeah, I get it.
And we've put the rest of this money down on denim. And I've never written cheques like that in my life. It's like, oh, flipping heck. It's like Monopoly money. But anyway, we've done it, and we exchange on the 4th of January. And I sort of feel rather like my dog at the moment, where she's just nicely against the Rayburn, and she's all cozy, and her back's all curled around her bed. And you say, do you want to go for a lovely walk? And she sort of says, well, yeah, no, not really. And I kind of feel like that, you know. My little house is my Rayburn, and who I used to be is nice and comforting. It's a bit limiting, and I do feel very much stepping into the void. I feel that I'm here, and I need to step into what I can become. And I'm making myself doing it, and I'm allowing myself to do it, and I'm encouraging myself to do it, and I jolly well am going to do it. Oh, crikey, it's like pulling teeth. It really is. It's like, come on.
Julia, how are you doing?
I'm the last thing I would have intended was to put myself and my thoughts into a film, although I guess any filmmaker does. I think the more I get into this idea of looking at why goddess worship's important is that I'm realising there's something that I needed to find for myself, and there are truths in it that are beginning to come out for me, that I'm seeing other people experience what I've seen and felt through much of my life, and that's why it's resonating so much. And I don't think that's an unusual thing for women to experience. It's just very rarely that we actually get to express why this matters.
This is the song of returning light and the rising fire of creation that follows the long, cold night. Bridget is sweeping in on the east wind, blowing the flame in the forge of making.
I realised that I'd been looking at goddesses from all sorts of other places other than Britain, because we're a Christian country and we don't have goddesses, I thought at the time.
Bridget, Bridie is Bridget. Bridget was such an important goddess in these lands when the Romans came that she was adopted into Christianity, so she had another lease of life as a mythical saint bride, and she carries a very strong Mary energy in the Celtic Christianity. Bridie became Brigit Anna, became Brit Anya, and so we live very much in the land of Bridie.
Saint Bridget is the Christianized form of an earlier goddess, Bridget, who is a sun goddess and a nature goddess. She has a green cloak. Her green cloak covers the earth. She was mainly remembered in Ireland, but she's found throughout Europe.
I am the light. In the dark, I wait. I wait while the hag covers me up. But I love her. We work together in the dark. You would never know I am there. You would never know that I'm still alive in the dark. You have to be patient. You have to love the hag. I've learned to love her. She's my friend.
Oh, sacred
see the goddess. It's really interesting about that word seeing, because you know, I do a lot of psychic development with people, and they get very put off by that word see. Oh, I don't see. I must be, you know, second grade because I don't see. But I always say, yes, but it's all words, and it's the feelings. It's actually goddess is inside. And then they say, you know, start peering around inside and thinking, my heart's in there, my lungs. And of course I mean that symbolically, because the world of inside is so huge.